Future flavors.
I don't want to work it.
Alright, yo, what is the deal, y'all? It's your boy DJ Cold Blooded, live from 107.3, Pittsburgh #1 for hip hop. Got a very special guest in the building. On my DJ career, I've ventured off into many different realms of the nightlife industry. Regular clubs, bars, lounges, dope clubs, strip clubs, dance clubs, all different kinds of things. And you stumble across lots of different people in different industries, and this person, I really wanted to get her story so that she could be kind of like the spokesperson, representative for people who may watch this and aspire to be in the same industry that you're in. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ebony.
Hi.
How you feeling today?
I'm good.
Tired?
Yeah, it's been a long week.
What's going on this week, man? What's happening?
Oh, I'm always at work. What do you be doing?
Always at work.
Yeah, I don't get out much. I work on the weekends during the week. I take days off, but what do you guys do on your day off? You run errands, you do laundry. I'm normal, like everybody else. Walmart, Giant Eagle, So, when I'm not at work, I'm at home, chilling.
So, long week. You be doing doubles?
Fuck no.
No, says you can't cuss.
Oh.
It's okay.
See, I told you it was gonna be hard.
It's okay.
No, I mean, I work sometimes long hours at night, but I used to work during the day. I used to do doubles, but it was taking a toll on me.
So
I stopped.
what's a double like in that industry? Is there like to give you guys some clarity, Ebony, how would you like to say?
Well, I mean, so like a double, like it depends on the girl, because some girls work other jobs during the day, and that's what I did. I had another job, and I worked at Victoria's Secret, and I would work at the mall like all day. I would get up early, work at the mall, get off, go home. Sometimes I would get a nap. A lot of times I wouldn't. Go home, get ready, go to the club, work all night, sleep a little bit, get up, go back to work, work during the day. And that was like a weekend thing that I did like every week. And it was exhausting, and I wasn't feeling it. Like, they want you to do the most amount of work for the littlest amount of money, and I just wasn't feeling it no more. It was cool at first, and everybody liked a discount. Everybody want to work at the mall so they can get their little discount and get their little free stuff, of course. And like, sometimes I had good experiences. I learned a lot, but it was just too demanding, and I don't like that you can't take off at certain times. You can't. Around the holidays, it's like they black it out, so you're like not allowed to take off work, and you just can't see your family or none of that. You can't go out of town or nothing like that because you got to be at home because you got to work at the mall, and it's just like, no. But now here we are, two and a half years later, and the mall is dying. Like, it's kind of scary.
Robin Mall?
I mean, I live in the North Hills.
Okay.
So over on the north side, I go to Ross, and it's just like, it was after 5 o'clock, and they had several stores closed during the day, and like, I never saw that. Like, when I worked at the mall, everything was open all the time. It was not like 6, 7 stores closed, just closed. No sign on the door, nothing. It's just closed. And I guess maybe COVID, they're losing money. I don't know, but that's not normal, and I'm like, I don't miss that. I don't miss working at the mall. I don't miss the busyness and the, it's just not my thing. Working in the club, it can be hard, but I got freedom, and I value that. Like, that's one thing that it's what makes it so hard for so many of us to get out, because we're free. We don't have to come to work if we don't want to. I'm an independent contractor. I work when I want. I do what I want. I go where I want. And I'm one of the lucky few. I'm one of the lucky few that doesn't have a lot of responsibilities. I'm only 25. I don't have no kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm young. I don't have no. I'm young and single, and I'm just chilling. Like, I don't. There's nothing forcing me to do anything but me. So I'm in control, and like losing that control and me actually working for somebody and giving up that freedom is something that I struggle with, because I know that I'm fully capable of taking care of myself without doing that. So.
Well, let's backtrack to a time. Well, I don't know, but we're about to find out that you may or may not miss or have been fond of. So, where I'm gonna segue into it. So, where are you from originally?
I'm from here.
Really?
I'm from right here, Pittsburgh.
Where at?
So I was born at West Penn, and I lived in Wilkinsburg.
Okay.
When I was really little, when I was a baby, and then we moved. My parents got a house in Beachview.
Okay.
And I went to Beachview Elementary, and I lived there from the time I was probably like a toddler until I was in like second grade, and then we moved out of Pittsburgh and we moved to Ohio, and then we moved back here briefly. So I did a lot of moving around.
I thought you were from Detroit originally.
No, everyone thinks that, because that's where I grew up. That's where I spent a lot of my time, and I have a lot of friends and family out there. And so, I love Detroit.
So is that like middle school, high school, Ebony?
So I spent time in suburban outside of Detroit, so south.
Okay.
Southwest. Outside of Southwest is a big suburban area called Downriver. And that's where I spent a lot of time, from the time I was in like 5th grade, 4th grade, all the way up until like 9th, 10th grade. I lived in that area. And then I moved outside of Flint. And I lived there for a couple years. And then I did like 11th and 12th grade in Chicago. And I lived out there, out in the suburbs. And I graduated. And then I moved back to Michigan, and I went to Eastern Michigan University for 3 years.
Okay. And
I lived out there all that time, you know, did the dorms, did my college thing. And then I moved back here. And I lived here for the past, since 2017.
You're moving a lot.
Yeah, I did move a lot, yeah. But it gave me a lot of different perspectives of things that people that are from Pittsburgh and lived here their whole life haven't seen or heard of, you know what I mean? Like,
give us an example.
The vernacular, everywhere you go, our lingo, how we speak, how we carry ourselves, it changes. People in Chicago talk different, people in Detroit talk different, they use different things and different words to refer to things. They all have different ebonics. Like, that's something that I had to adjust to. I speak, people always tell me I talk white, but I say that's not productive to say.
I say proper.
Yeah, because that's what you're supposed to say. That's what you're supposed to say, because telling somebody that they speak white is saying that talking in the way that I speak is just for white people. Yeah. And I don't think that's okay. Like, that's not cool. And I tell people, and it's like, my own family will say stuff like that, and it's annoying. Like, don't say that. Like, just don't say that. Like, tell me I speak well. Or
what's it like when what's it like? Do you ever notice, like, people, let's say when they initially hear your voice, they have whatever thought
reactions? Yeah.
Yeah, but then how do you feel once they get acclimated to it? Like, they understand, okay.
It depends on the person. Some people receive it well. Other people, I don't know, I guess some people expect me to be a certain way because of the way that I look, and then I carry myself different, and they weren't expecting that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, my bad. Like, you know, I feel like humans were made to adapt to our surroundings. So, like, when we live somewhere, we're going to speak in that way. So there's going to be white people who are from the deep south in Louisiana who speak maybe just like African American people who live down there, because that's who they're around. That's who they grew up around. That's what they know. You're going to adapt. And you're going to have the same accent of wherever you grew up. And if you're someone that was born in America, your parents might be from another country and they have a deep accent, and you don't, because you're Americanized. You grew up here, so you have an American accent. Like, it's just human nature to me, so it doesn't really bother me the way that I speak. It just bothers me when people, like, make a spectacle of it, because it's like everybody speak different, everybody has a different culture, everybody grew up around different people. You don't know nobody's story, you don't know nobody's business, so don't judge people. Like, just admire them and move forward. Like, people just make a spectacle out of stuff, and I don't think it's necessary, you know, because people are ignorant but it's not their fault.
What'd you study when you went to school?
Criminal justice.
Yeah.
Criminology, yeah. I just finished my undergrad in December.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
How'd it feel?
Like I went to school for too long.
Are you gonna use it?
I don't know. You know, I really am fascinated by it. It's just the climate today with police and, you know, that field. It makes it hard for me to want to be involved in that, you know. And I'm just like, there's so many other things I could be doing with how young I am and the freedom that I have. Like, I could get into thousands of other things and use that later when I get older. I don't have the feel to jump right into that right now. So, eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it behoove other people to go to school and pursue something in the midst of doing other things they might be passionate about?
I think people are losing the drive to want to go to school. People aren't wanting to go to school like they used to. People are like realizing that it's not necessary all the time to succeed or to be somebody. It's incredibly expensive, and people are not trying to go in debt for the rest of their life going to school, which I totally understand, you know, like I get it. You don't necessarily have to go to a university either to go to get a good education. In fact, I like community college better than 4-year.
Really?
Yeah, I loved CCAC. I did. I learned a lot. I feel like more than I ever learned when I was in a 4-year school. It was just way more intimate, smaller class sizes. It was just way more my scene. It wasn't so big and overwhelming, I guess. I don't know. I liked going to university too, though. I had a good time in college. I had good experiences, but
What was your average class size?
in university, it was kind of big. It was like, it depended. It was
I know down at Pitt, some of their classes were like 200 students.
Oh no,
one
it wasn't
professor.
that. It wasn't like that. It was like
When I went, it was like 30 people.
sometimes 60.
Okay.
Sometimes
That's still,
it was like, it depended. I was in undergrad, you know what I mean? I was taking like core classes and then these elective classes that I didn't necessarily need, and sometimes I did have lecture classes, but they would cap them and you would get waitlisted. It couldn't be too many kids in a class. They definitely like capped it because they didn't want it to be that big of a class size, but it was never 200 classes in 200 kids in a class. That's
OD.
That's out of pocket, you know. I don't good for them. But yeah, college was cool. Like, I had fun. I had a lot of experiences in college that I will never forget. And I remember dancing in Detroit, and it's just a whole different world out there. You know, and it's like it's we don't have a lot of strip clubs here. We don't have a lot of a night scene here compared to them, so I came from something completely different when I came here, so it was like, oh, okay.
So where did dancing start? It started out in Detroit?
No, I actually started when I was in Chicago.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was in high school.
Really?
I was 18 when I started.
What
Fresh
was that
out the
like?
pot. Everyone says, oh, you didn't even try. And I'm like, actually, I had like 3 jobs before I started stripping. They just didn't work out, and now I'm doing this because it's the most logical thing to do. And I worked a job like the whole time I danced up until 3 years ago when I quit, and I've been perfectly fine ever since. So what does that say, you know? But yeah, I started in Chicago, and then I moved and I went to college, and I stopped dancing for a while, probably for like 6-8 months, and then I started up again, and I danced out there for some years, and then I came here and I worked. The first club I ever worked at was Cheerleaders, and I still work there today. So
what was it like the first time, like, hitting the stage in that type of setting? Like, were you privy to it before? Like, what it might be like? Like, were you nervous at all? Were you scared? Or were you just, like, confident, yo, I'm gonna go up there, I'm gonna kill it, get this bag, go to the crib?
I feel like if you're not nervous, something's wrong. Like, if you're new to the night scene and you want to be whether a botter girl or a waitress or a bartender, like, if you're not nervous, like, why you ain't nervous, girl? You know, like, you should be. You're around all these men, all this alcohol. You don't know anybody. You know, when you're fresh out the pot, it's a brand new thing. Like, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what. I know I didn't have a clue what was going to go on. I knew about bars. I knew about clubs, but I didn't have no idea what I was getting myself into. Not a clue. But, like, the club that I worked at first, they taught me things. They taught me how to be a dancer. Because I didn't start out stripping. Actually, I was a cocktail waitress, or a shot girl is what they called it. And I wore this little white dress and this little pink thong. And that's how I started out. And I did that for a while. And the shots are nasty. They were always nasty. And you had to buy your tray and pay for it. And then have people, like, pay more for than what you bought it for and make a profit. And tip you, you know.
That's what you have to do?
Yeah.
You have to pay for the tray shots?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Nothing in stripping is free. That's what people should know. Like, they think that we just are
I know you
thirsty.
Gotta pay to dance sometimes.
Yeah. Tip out.
Yeah.
People want tipped. If the club has a valet, you gotta pay to park your car. You know, house mom, DJ, depending on what
House
club
mom?
you're at. Yeah.
What's that?
The lady that takes care of all the women. Sometimes she has food and the outfits and the bobby pins and the straighteners and the hairspray and the thongs and anything you need. The house mom's supposed to have for your night to be successful. And they be wanting their money, depending on what club you're working at. Sometimes it's like $20 to the house mom, $20 to the DJ, $60 to the house, $10 to the valet. You end up paying over $100 to work. And sometimes girls won't make no money. And people don't know that side of dancing, that sometimes girls don't make $1 or they'll make like $12. So we just came to work and lost money. And it just depends on the night. It depends on the club. It depends on where you're at. It's always different. But if you really, really try, you know, you should always be able to make something. It just, you got to be at the right club. If you're not at the right club and they're not feeling you, they're not feeling you. And every night ain't your night. You're not going to make all the money every night. And some girls, they don't agree with that, you know. But stripping is not for everybody. I will say that. It's not for the weak. And it's definitely not the easy way out. Everyone says it's the easy way out. You put on that thong and them 6-inch heels and you dance for hours all night and you grind on people and you have people say foul, crazy stuff to you and be nasty and ignorant, and some people are disrespectful. People get drunk and they're a whole different person sometimes. They don't remember nothing and they'll talk bad to you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be able to hold your own and be able to talk bad back. You can't let nobody walk all over you. And some girls, they get caught up in the game, the drugs, the alcohol. I stay away from it. I don't like to get caught up in that stuff, because then you know. And don't get me wrong, I like to drink. I like to have a nice time, but I know my limits always. Like, you'll never see me out of pocket. Never. It's just not me. It's just not. I'm at work. I'm here to make money. When I want to get hammered, like, I do that outside of the club with my people, you know what I'm saying, with my friends when I'm out, and I draw a line, you know what I'm saying. When I feel myself and I'm at work and I start getting teed, I cut it off, because I'm not about to be in here drunk in front of all these people embarrassing myself. No, it's just not me. So.
Well, that answers the untold truth about the industry question.
I mean, there's a lot more untold truths. You know, you guys just see the surface. You see the surface of the club. You see the music, you see the dancers, you see everything that happens out in the main, but you don't see what happens behind the scene. You don't hear the gossip. You don't hear about the mean, terrible things that girls do to each other. You don't hear about the customers and what they do. And, you know, in Pittsburgh, it's just so small. So everybody knows everybody's business. That's why I stay low and I stay quiet. Because I'm open. I'm an open book. I'm not, like, overly private. Like, you know, I don't really have a whole lot to hide, but, like, I don't be out here like that. I'm a homebody. You won't catch me in the streets like that. I be around, but you don't really see me very much.
I've never seen you in a club.
Yeah,
you're
no.
Not working at.
No.
Never seen you at an event?
No. I be real low. Like, I keep to myself a lot. But, like, I'm cool. Like, I'm not a hermit. I come out. It's just the things that I like to do cost money. You know, and I tell people, like, I don't surround myself with people that, like, don't like to do things that I like to do. But it's just, I'm getting older. I don't have a lot of patience for the drama. And, like, girls are not on the same level all the time as far as maturity is concerned. And I'm 25 years old, but, like, I be thinking, like, I'm, like, 30. Like, in the brain. And I'm, like, I'm not in high school no more. Like, I grew up fast. I've been working in the club for a long time, and that kind of forces you to grow up. And I'm like, now I'm ready to be a mom someday and be somebody's parent. And you can't be out here, you know, in drama, doing hot stuff all the time, like fighting. And I'm not trying to go to jail. And come on now, you know, like, I know where to draw the line. Like, I like to have fun, but there's the time and a place for everything. And I'm just like, I don't think I'm missing nothing in Pittsburgh. I'm not missing anything when I stay at home. Like, we have nice things here and stuff, but people ruin stuff.
Thank you for saying it that way.
Yeah.
A lot of people always say, like, Pittsburgh don't got this, Pittsburgh don't got that. So
no, Pittsburgh is beautiful. I love my city. I do.
Yeah.
I got a lot of pride in my city, but they disappoint me a lot. Let's just put it like that. You know, we don't have things like other cities. We're small. You know, we have more strict bylaws and rules. It's a commonwealth. It's, you know, a certain demographic that makes it a certain way. And, like, we only 1% of businesses in Pittsburgh are black owned. That should make people feel some type of way. Like, that should make you question things. That should make you, why? Why are we the 1%? That's crazy to me. I feel like we miss out. We're behind on music.
You think so?
I was
going to ask you, how do you feel about the music scene here? Because I know you hear it.
I like, you know, I like Pittsburgh music, you know. Like, I'm not a hater.
Who's your favorite artist here?
I like Fed. He's cool. And I like his whole, I just see him around. Like, he's real, just regular. Like,
personable.
Yeah, like, he's not, like, transient. Like, I see him around like a regular local. I think that's cool. Like, that's dope. That he stays local and that he's not afraid to just be in his city, just be out and about. But I like Pittsburgh music, but I have a passion like for Detroit music.
Who are some favorite Detroit artists?
Ooh, right now I have to say it's 42 Doug, and Babyface Ray.
Okay.
They're really like setting the tone. I'm hearing a lot of them here now.
He's about to drop a song. Well, he's about to drop a song with Fed.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. You know, I'm gonna give it a listen.
Yes, ma'am.
But yeah, I don't know, something about that Detroit sound. It's just captivating, and like the money that I've made. You know, I try to like.
It's different.
It's different.
I know it's different.
It's different. I try to think about the way that it sets the tone in the club, and people really like that music, especially here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, okay, you know, I see y'all, but they're late. Like, Detroit's been, like, that's been, you know what I'm saying? But people are just now, like, getting hip to it.
You watch the movies?
What movies?
Like 211, Buffed Up, 5-0.
Yeah, those are, you know, it's a different, you know.
Not
it's
really.
Just, like,
I like the music.
Yeah,
the money.
like,
not really
I'm not, like,
movies.
big on, like, I'm not a movie buff. Like, I'm more like a TV show kind of person. Like, I do like a good movie, don't get me wrong, but, like, I watch a lot of crime TV.
Okay.
So, like, I've watched a lot of stuff related to murders that happened in Detroit. And, like, you know, history in Detroit, because that's what I'm into. Like, I'm not really...
Criminal justice.
Yeah. It's, like, the smart thing. Like, I can't help it. Like, I like documentaries, you know. But as far as, like, music is concerned, like, there's a sound that's unique, and I don't hear it here. I hear it in Detroit. But, like, what people don't know is, like, when you live in Detroit and you work at those clubs out there, it's different than here, because the music here, it's all, like, you know.
Yeah.
But you go to Detroit and their music is all sped up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's real fast in the strip clubs. And, like, you gotta keep up with that fast music. It's not like that here. Like, it's all regular, like, regular speed. It might even be slowed down. It might even be chopped and screwed. But, like, there, they speed it all up. And you gotta... Man, I be in there fighting for my life sometimes. You know, girls have it good here too. Like it costs money to work in Detroit. Like it's not cheap.
Talk about it.
Like
and compare. What's the average night does it cost before you hit the stage to perform here, and then what's it cost out there?
So the most expensive clubs are gonna be like the biggest clubs here. So like downtown. Cheerleaders and like the nicest, establishments that have been around the longest, they have the highest fees. But at the same time, places like Controversy charge the same amount as those big clubs because they're bringing in, a different kind of money. You know what I mean? But it's like over $100 at a lot of clubs to work. Sometimes too. It depends on the event. It depends on the night. No, in Detroit it's like over $100, like $200 sometimes to work. It could be more. It depends where you're at. But here it's like $50, $60. If you come late, it could be a late fee depending on what club you're at, and you could pay like $70, and you got to pay the valet. You know what I mean? You can tip people, but like that's cheap, relatively cheap compared to other places where it's like. $100 or more to work. Like that's a lot. I mean, a lot of clubs make you tip the floor guys, the porter, whoever. I'm like, we ain't gotta pay a whole lot, and we have the potential to make a lot of money. And like, I'm not gonna lie, like last year, like we made a lot of money. Like we made a lot of money here, a lot. If you didn't make no money last year, I don't know what was you doing. Cause we made some money. I mean,
coming out of the
me and my friends did. We made money. I mean, we took advantage, full advantage.
Y'all is like serious. Not to discredit like the other one, but y'all are like serious about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what makes it so hard for me because people don't take it serious no more. People treat it like it's a bar, like it's just a club, like it's just a time to come take pictures and record everything and have fun. I'm like, this is a club. We are here to do a job. We are here to make money. We are here to perform. And, like, I just feel like it's not like that anymore. It's just all about, it's for show. Everything's for show. People don't know how to come out and just have a good time no more and just enjoy themselves and live in the moment. And I don't have nothing against people making memories and taking pictures and videos because sometimes that's all you might have left. But sometimes you just got to live in the moment and have fun, and then you and your friends have the memories here forever. And everything don't need to be for social media. We don't got to go live all the time. Everybody don't need to be in your business all the time. It's evident we lose people that way, telling people where we're at and exactly what we're doing and when and where and how. And that's just not necessary all the time. Let's just fall off in the club, throw this money, get drunk, have fun, go home. Like, why does everybody got to know everything we do, every move we make, everywhere we go, all the time? And the locations and I'm like, we're getting sloppy.
Yeah.
And it's just I watched the world change in front of me. I remember being a kid and people used to come knock on my door and look for me and call me on my house phone, and I had an actual alarm clock. Like, and now that's all on your phone. People can look for you on your phone and you wake up with your phone, and it's toxic. It's bad for us, and people don't like to hear that, and I know they don't, and it's just, we're all caught up in it. I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you I was caught up in social media. That would be a lie. I will be capped out.
You go on your rants.
I mean, but it's not without good intention. My intentions are pure. Sometimes I be on some,
Yeah.
I get mean, but like, who doesn't? I get irritated with everybody and everything, and it's hard. Look what we just went through.
What do you mean?
This pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
And we're still, look at gas price. This is crazy. Like, I hate it here.
Cost almost double now.
I just, cut us some slack. Like, can we get something? Like, when I was getting that money, everything was cool. Like when we was making that money and everybody, you know, now it's like everybody would be stingy because everything costs more. You go to the grocery store and it's like $100 or more every time you go. Like, can we catch a break? Like, and it's just like the winter sucks and being cold and people in different states, they can't relate.
Yeah.
You know, they don't understand. Like, we go through it here. We go through it being cold and miserable. And the strip club, you know, it can be cool, but it's hard. It can be hard because you gotta keep up with everybody in their different, you know, moods and energies, and girls and their drama and staff and the changes and the ups and the downs, and you know, we don't get enough credit. I know that. We don't get enough credit.
Talk about it.
Girls don't get enough credit. Some people just treat us like we're just not even human beings. Like, we're not people too. Like, we don't got bills to pay too. Like, it's just all a game to them. Like, it's all, you know? I miss, like, back when, like, I feel like it's harder to make money now. Because everything's a competition and everything's for show. It's not just about coming to the club and having fun and spending money. It's about a competition.
This is my section. You get up the section.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is my group.
Oh yeah.
Get over there. Don't split this up like that.
Yeah, and it's not just the dancers. It be the customers too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and people come in with their certain people and want their certain girls and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
You know, I do. But let's just, like, it's enough money for us all to eat. It's enough money for us all to make some money. If we were just, you know, I feel like the dancers, we're supposed to be a team. You know, we're always against each other.
It's a nice way to think about it. I always tell people, because it comes up so much amongst, like, the conversations I be having with people. I be telling them, like, everyone wants to be the man. Nobody wants to be the man, but in their own lane. Like, there's a whole bunch of other people here that DJ and are on the radio.
Everybody wants to be the baddest.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to make the most money.
Yeah.
Girl, we all trying to make some money here. We all trying to pay our bills. We all trying to take trips.
Competitive.
You know, and it just makes it harder on all of us when people try to monopolize and dominate. Like, if we would just stick together. Like, let's do, like, teams. Ask me more questions so I can give you more content.
Alright. Alright, so you are I don't really know what the following is, but you are a money launderer.
No, I'm
in
not
a different kind of way. Like,
I am not a money launderer.
Yes,
I want everyone to know that.
Launderer, you
literally
wash money.
Look, I'm gonna explain it. Like, I'm gonna explain it. So, like, I lost my TikTok because people called me a money launderer.
Oh, for real?
And, like, people don't know, like, they're real strict on, like, their rules. They know, people know, but, like, people will troll you, like, in your comments and say, like, crazy stuff. Like, when you go viral, like, it's a whole different side of TikTok that comes to your page. Like, I'm telling you. Them people are, like, ruthless. Like, they do not care. They do not care. They will say whatever in them comments. And it's kids on TikTok, like, a lot of young people. And, like, I just thought of this one day and was like, I need to wash this money. Because what happened was, we were working and doing these parties and working in the club, and it was just lit. Like, it would get crazy, and people would knock over alcohol all the time, and it would get spilled, and it would make the money wet. And then you're thinking about hair on the floor, and napkins, and chicken bones, and paper towels, and dirt, and mud from outside, and everything in between is mixed in with this money.
You're thinking about that.
So, well, yeah, like, it's nasty, and the money will mold. Like, if you leave that on there and you leave it in a bag like that and you just tie it up and, I'll do it later, it molds. Like, I have money that's still, like, moldy that I washed that has, like, mold that's, like, burnt in from it being in a bag and being wet. So I learned my lesson early and was like, all right, I can't leave money wet and it will be sticky. Cranberry juice, orange juice, Patron, Hennessy, and I couldn't. It was just unmanageable. You can't separate sticky money. You can't. So I decided to wash it. And yeah, like, I bleached it and everything. Like, Yeah. No, nothing crazy happened. Like, I used bleach, I used OxyClean.
No, I'm saying that social media wise.
Yeah, like, I had a friend that was like, yeah, you should make TikToks about that. And I didn't think nothing of it. And then one day I was like, you know, let me see how this works. And I didn't know how to use TikTok. I didn't have that on my phone. Like, I don't know how to make no videos. I didn't know how to work it. And I figured out how to make a video.
You're 25 going on 30.
Yeah.
You don't.
No, I didn't know how to use TikTok at all. I had MySpace. Like, I didn't even know how to use that for real. And I think I got Facebook in like 2008, maybe. 2000, yeah.
I was like 2012.
Yeah, like, I was not, you know, but I knew how to use a computer. I knew how to use Windows.
Not a hermit.
Don't do me.
Not a hermit.
But I definitely did not know how to use TikTok, and I was like, let me see how to make a video, and I taped it one day, and I posted it, and somebody I follow, his name's VLive Keys, he wanted me to send him the video, and I sent him the video, and he posted it, and he has a large following. Shout out to him. He's real cool. He's a Detroit, you know, promoter, influencer. He's pretty cool. I like him. And he shared my video, and I think it blew up from there. And it went viral on TikTok, and everyone's like, I see you on my FYP. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm a very humble person. Like, I had no intentions of going viral. None.
Right.
None. Like, I just posted it just cause. Like, I was bored. I didn't have nothing to do. This was, like, a year or so ago, and we were still doing nothing a lot. I didn't have nothing to do, so I was bored, and I posted it, and it just went viral. And at that time, I had been making a lot of money, so I was getting a lot of this wet, sticky money, so I had the time to, like, do it and make the videos, and people liked it, and they ate it up, and I just was like, let's give the people what they want. You know, why not? It's just, I mean, I'm going to wash the money regardless, so why not tape it? Like, people got a kick out of it, but eventually I lost my page. Because people would say really terrible stuff in my comments, like, oh, she has daddy issues, and da-da-da-da, and people would say that I was rich, and, like, ask me for money, and ask me for, like, Robux, and all types of stuff in my comments. Like, it was wild. I think, you know, I had, like, a couple million views on some of my videos, and I could never get through all the comments. And they would take my videos down sometimes, cause.
So what's going through your head during this process, like, cause you're showing people, you're inviting people into your world, but it's the other side of the game. No one ever thought about. Like, nobody ever thinks, I could wash my money, literally wash it.
Yeah, I think it was, like, interesting for me to see people's reactions to it and be so, like, people be so, like, intrigued by it, cause I actually have. That's not the first time I washed my money living here. I washed my money back when I was working in Detroit, because we would do shows on Saturday nights and paint shows and stuff like that at the club I was working at, and my money would get paint and baby oil and all types of stuff on it. So I washed my money in the past. It was just more simple. I would put it in the sink and, like, you know, fill it up and, like, swish it around and wash it like that, and then spin it in the washing machine, and then put it in the dryer, and then it would get all crinkled up, and we'd have to straighten it and rubber band it and iron it out.
It would never, like, catch on fire? Or,
no,
like,
money's actually not made of paper.
It's cotton, it's cotton, right?
Yeah, it's like a certain fabric that they make it out of. It's like, makes it very hard to replicate.
Yeah.
It's like, it's easy to tear, but it's like, not at the same time. And it's not, like, the consistency of regular pulp paper.
Yeah.
It's like a fabric.
Yeah.
It's like a fabric paper. Yeah. If you look it up, they'll explain it. And it's definitely like that in other countries too. Their money's not like paper. It's like it's plastic or some sort of weird fabric. I don't know. But yeah, I knew from a while back that I could wash money from working at the club years ago. And I just had large amounts of money that was wet and dirty that needed to be washed in the past couple years. And I just was like, why not wash it in the washing machine? Yeah, it went viral. Like, people still do. I still see videos of other people doing it, but I feel like I was definitely the first to do that. I definitely never saw that before I did it. I never saw that. I never saw anyone put their money in the washing machine. There was times where I washed $2,000, and I had to iron all that money and strap it all and take it all to the bank. Yeah, it's not fun.
At least
it would take me hours, like 5-6 hours.
At least that shows, like, you're, like, a clean and neat person. Because who takes time to like doing that is like ironing your socks.
I can't take it to the bank like that. I can't take it to the bank wet and sticky with hair and stuff stuck all on it. I can't. A lot of people will. They'll just take it to the bank, but I feel like it's wrong. Like especially if it gets moldy, then that's a biohazard. You're giving these people moldy money. Like that's crazy. So I feel like it's wrong. You know, it's my job to give them money that's proper. So I can,
that's that criminal justice. And
I mean, that's dirty too. Like I'm just not dirty. Like that's I'm not
what
about to give them all that sticky, dirty money. I mean,
time to wash.
you don't have to put your money in the washing machine either. You really can just put it in the bathtub and then just bleach your tub, you know, and scrub it down. You don't have to put it in the washing machine because I know a lot of people are weird about that and they think it's gross, but you definitely can clean your washing machine, which you should do regardless. But yeah, like there's other ways.
How does one clean their washing machine?
Well, there's tablets that they make that you can just put right in there and run your washing machine and it suds up and cleans it, you know. And you can just get a good old brush and get in there with some spray and scrub your walls down and clean the compartments. That's what I do. Yeah. I wipe out the compartments and clean up all the, you know, detergent that I spilled. I wash my bowl and the lid and the buttons and yeah. You know, like you clean your toilet or you clean your faucet. You should clean your appliances, like your microwave, your stove. Yeah.
So, what does it take to get? Let me see the time here. What does it take to get hired at a strip club?
Not a whole lot nowadays. Apparently, it depends on the club. It depends on what kind of club it is. It's just like there's clubs that want alternative girls. There's. I'm just gonna say it simple and plain. There's white clubs and there's black clubs. Mm-hmm. There's clubs that are gentlemen's clubs that want rooms and lap dances, and then there's booty clubs that want money and rain, and it's about ones, and it's about sections, and it's about the show and the entertainment. So it depends on the demographic of the club, of the area, what kind of girls they're looking for. Mm-hmm. It depends on management. It's up to them who they want to hire at their club. So who's working at your club right now, presently, is about management. So the dancers, we don't know why they hired her. We don't know. We just work here. We just got hired here. Like, we don't know why that girl you don't like got hired here. Like, we're not in charge of that. But people ask us all the time, why y'all got them girls? We don't know.
Not part of administration.
We don't know, you know. But I do think that there's something that could be said about that. Like, there should be a standard. I feel like I see other clubs in other cities and them having all these different kinds of girls and different, you know, it can be done. There should be like a standard of where you can be, where you know. I feel like everybody should be able to get hired somewhere. Everybody should be able to work somewhere. Like, we shouldn't discriminate, but we also shouldn't just let people be. There's a certain way you should dress and look and present yourself as a dancer. I don't care. Like, you're an entertainer. You're dancing in people's face. It's hot. People are sweating. We're in close proximity to each other. We should be taking good care of our hygiene, what we look like, hair, makeup, nails, outfits, shoes, skin. That's all a part of it. And some girls seem to forget that that's a part of being a dancer. Don't be lazy. Don't just come out of it and roll up in here. Do your hair, girl. Get your hair done. Make sure your nails is done. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Take care of yourself first, and then come. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's a lot of girls who do take good care of themselves. And shout out to the girls who wash up before they come to the club and make sure that they are together before they come to work. And shout out to the girls who do invest in themselves and pay for their outfits and their hair and their makeup and make sure they come to work correct. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not doing that and you just don't care and you just come to work any type of way, like, you can't say, oh, they don't got no money. Like, girl,
that's true.
Did you come to work prepared today? It's like you can't come to work without your uniform. You can't come to work not prepared for your shift. Like, you got to prepare for your shift, and if you prepared and you did everything for your shift and you still didn't have a good shift, it's part of the game. But 9 times out of 10, you do what you're supposed to do. You take good care of yourself. You come to work. You do your job. You'll have a nice, fine, and dandy shift. But sometimes these girls just do not care, and I don't like it. It makes us look better when there's girls that are just, you know, but I want us all to make money. I want us all to be successful. I want us all to be in here making a bag. I don't want nobody to get singled out. So let's all just get it together.
Mm-hmm.
But I also can't control who's being hired or who cares about their look or their hygiene or stuff like that. Like, I can only worry about myself. But I don't mean I don't have my thoughts and my feelings towards it. I'm human.
Yeah. So doesn't that kind of equate to the team aspect? Like, we should all be able to, like,
it makes it hard to be a team if your teammates aren't coming to practice prepared, or they're not coming to the game prepared. Management, they make the rules, not us.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have questions and concerns, you got to take it up with the management, because we talk to them, we ask them about our concerns and our questions. They only go so far.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're going to take it into consideration if they choose, but that doesn't always mean things are going to change. You know, we work for them. We're all here to do a job, and we're not here to run their club. You know, we're here to do our job. They're there to do theirs. We can't make the club run how we want it to run. It's their club. But I do think there needs to be some sort of peace and harmony between us, and we do need to, like, work as a team, and we don't always work as a team at every club. We're not always united, and that's any job. It's not just clubs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people think strip clubs are a whole different entity. It's still a business, just like any other establishment. We still need to make money, just like everybody else. You know, support your local clubs, support your
Would you
businesses.
open one?
I would love to open a black strip club, a female-owned. Yes, just not here.
Okay, where?
So, I have mixed feelings about that and where my establishment might be successful, but I do have a desire to break into the upper echelon POC community. Do you know what I mean? Like, these nice establishments that these people of color are owning,
That's what POC
operating.
means for those who don't know.
You know, I love that, and I want to be a part of that. I want to have a big, nice club. You know, we have these big, nice clubs for everybody else, but what about us? You know, and
So you want to be...
But I want it to be, like, what people need to know is that strip clubs are male-dominated in ownership. But they're run by girls. We run them, but they own them. You know, we are the dancers, we make the money, but the men own them. And there's not enough female strip club owners. The youngest strip club owner, I think she's over in Hawaii. She owns ballerinas, and she's a female. Like, shout out to her. But I really want us to have like why isn't that a regular thing? If the black girls are making all these thousands of dollars in the club, so why aren't we owning them? Why aren't we, all this money we're making these clubs, why aren't we owning them? Why aren't we asking ourselves that? We're paying these guys hundreds of dollars, bringing these guys in these clubs, promoting, getting our bodies done, going to these parties, being up all night long, counting all this money, being tired, not getting no sleep. Man, why aren't we owning this club? Why don't we have ownership in this club if we're making this club all this money? We sign these contracts, we do this paperwork, and then we don't have no royalties or nothing. Like, that should change. That's why I would love to own a strip club someday, and I want more girls to think like that and think about owning them instead of working in them. And I want to work at this club. I want to own that club. I want to own V Live one day. I want to own Hustler. I want to own Little Darlings. I want to own these chains. I want to own these clubs, like, and change the way that they're working and change the way that we do things. A lot of clubs are ran old school, but a lot of clubs are keeping up and sticking with the times. And,
what's old school versus new school?
Oh, lap dances, VIP rooms, gentlemen's clubs are a little bit more old school, you know, with the way that they want them to be ran, and more modern, like, you know, booty clubs are being ran to where it's like a show and it's entertainment, and there's live artists performing, and there's feature entertainers, and there's specials, and there's bottle specials, and there's all this different stuff that draws these crowds to these clubs. Whereas where gentlemen's clubs rely on their regulars.
There's not like spinning in the ring.
Like they do have parties. Gentlemen's clubs will have porn stars and feature dancers, and they do have big parties and stuff like that, but they just run them differently and they make their money differently. They rely on a different demographic. And a lot of times with booty clubs and rain clubs, it's a different demographic that's bringing a different type of money. And I'm not saying that either club is running their club the wrong way. It's just you have to look at your club at some point and see, okay, are we sticking with the times? Are we maintaining and making sure that we're maximizing our profits and catering to everybody and not just, and a lot of clubs don't want to cater to everybody. They want to cater to a certain demographic, and they want to rely on a certain type of, and that's fine, you know what I'm saying? But if you're not selling out your club and other clubs around you are, well, maybe it's time for something different. Maybe let's change up the scene so we can try to compete and bring those people that are going to those clubs to our club, make them want to come to our club too, but still keep our customers that we have happy too, like some sort of happy medium, like something, like, you know, because it's like some clubs, it gets boring, it's redundant, it's the same thing over and over, and other clubs it's like overwhelming, like some black clubs and like all that drinking and standing on tables, and I love it, don't get me wrong. I love it, the energy, the party scene, that down south stage that they set, I love it, but it can be exhausting. Girls don't talk about that though, like how exhausting it can be being up all night long, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, being up all weekend, working every day, drinking, being hot all night, getting stepped on and sweating your hair out every night and getting liquor spilled on you, and it gets crazy. Like that's why I say it's not for everybody. Like, and I don't understand how people can go out during the week and drink and do that during the week when we do that on the weekends, and I be tired. Like, I need my days off to recover from that. Like, shout out to the people who be partying every day and like don't take no breaks, because that's a different breed.
I don't understand how they do that.
I don't either, because it ain't gonna be me.
That's very painful.
I'm gonna get my naps. I'm gonna get my days off. I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna rest, and it's important that you do take care of yourself, because when you start getting ran down and you start getting sick and getting infections and stuff and drinking all the time, not taking care of your liver, you start aging quicker. And, you know, you gotta take care of yourself. People be on the go all the time. They don't eat no home-cooked meals, always eating garbage and takeout and stuff. Stay home sometime. Take a day off. Cook for yourself. Watch a movie. Hang out with your friends and your family. Take a drive. Go to the mall. Go out to eat. Go shopping. Like, self-care is the best care. I always treat myself. I know that. One thing about me, I'm gonna go out to eat. I'm gonna always have just enough.
Favorite place to go when you go out to eat? Top 3.
I'm not picky. I really love Bahama Breeze.
Yeah?
I do.
Okay.
I like it. They got good drinks there.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
The frozen drinks are
for sure
top tier. I'm not like big on like big steakhouses, but if I had to choose, I do like Napa Prime.
Okay.
I do like their food. It's different. It's expensive.
So we got Bahama Breeze, Napa Prime. What about breakfast?
Oh, DeLuca's. Hands down.
Where's that at?
In the Strip District.
Yeah.
That's my favorite breakfast spot. Yeah. It's a little hole in the wall, you know, right by Lefty's. It just kind of sits there.
First watch?
No.
In the kitchen?
No.
Let's try.
I don't get out much, I told you.
No, this is food.
I know. I don't get out much.
No, I'm saying this ain't getting out. I'm saying this is just food. I'm saying you gotta try these places.
Yeah, I know. I'm hearing you.
It's fire.
I just never tried any of them.
Fire.
I need to get with it. I'm not a breakfast person though either. Like I love breakfast, but like I don't wake up. I work in the industry where we don't get to eat breakfast. You know,
because you're asleep.
Yeah, and what people got to think about is like COVID like hit us hardest. I don't care what nobody say. Like we got hit the hardest. We had it the worst. We still can't go nowhere and get food after a certain time. So, yeah, like, I feel like I remember being able to go to Eaton Park, and I know everybody says Eaton Park is nasty, but like just the fact that I could go and sit down and eat there, even if I got the most basic thing, a grilled cheese or a BLT or a salad, whatever, I could go sit down and eat in the middle of the night after I just worked my ass off. Excuse my French. I can't do that anymore. Not to this day. I can't go to Walmart and get nothing after I get off work. I used to be able to go to work, make my money, and then go grocery shopping after I got off work and make all my food when I got home and have groceries so that I could sleep in and then go to work the rest of the weekend and not have to worry about it. And now we have to wake up during the day and go shopping and then be tired before we go to work because we had to get up and do the shopping. It really sucks for us because now our options are... If you get there before they close, Cambodia.
That's that spot down in the corner on Carson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike and Tony's. If you get there.
I only had a beer. I think I only ever had a beer at Mike.
That's your option. And if you want pizza, Fiore stays open until 1 over there in the Brookline, Dormont area. And you got Sheets and you got Gecko. You can't get Eden Park no more. You can't get Permani Brothers. Burger King don't stay open. Oh, you can get Taco Bell if you go to the one on Manchester.
Taco Hell.
Yeah, but they often close early. You can't get them. Wendy's, they stopped staying open. There was one in East Liberty that stayed open till like 3 or something like that, and they stopped staying open. You can't get that no more. You can't get nothing. Like, you starve. Like, you're just hungry, and that's...
You better eat. If you're going out in Pittsburgh,
I tell people,
you go out.
You gotta get 2 meals during the day. I'll go to Lake Piata, and I'll get 2 things, and I'll eat one during the day, and then later on, I'll have my meal for after work, something you can heat up or put in the air fryer, because there's nothing to eat. You're not getting nothing. You're not getting nothing. If you want nasty Sheets or Gecko, then that's your option. You better just get mozzarella sticks and something that ain't gonna be nasty, because it'd be nasty. And that's what we got. And it sucks. It's trash. It's absolutely terrible.
Show me a restaurant.
Be
the solution.
But it's like, where? And where are people going to come? That's not the South Side where there's this high traffic from being out late. And where are people going to come in and eat at my restaurant from 4 to 7, 8 a.m. when it's dead time? You know what I'm saying? And this restaurant has to be staffed 24 hours a day. Like, you got to think about the logistics of that.
True.
And the type of city this is.
True.
Pittsburgh is a city that sleeps. And other cities don't sleep. And you could do stuff like that and open your business 24 hours.
True. What are 2 pet peeves about the nightlife industry here in Pittsburgh that you have? And what are 2 things that you love about it?
2 things I don't like is, okay, so in reference to what? You gotta be more specific.
What do you mean?
Like,
alright, in the nightlife industry as far as being a dancer, it could be both on the performance side, you being the entertainer, or just, matter of fact, okay, here, I have a better question. How do you feel about club etiquette here?
It's bad.
Also, what is club etiquette to you?
So where I came from, like working in Detroit for so many years, like the way that it's set up there, like dancing out in the open and doing table dances and dancing on the floor is like fully encouraged, and more or less all their clubs out there.
So like approaching customers and all
yeah,
that?
like approaching customers in their booth, in their section, and dancing for them out on the floor. If there's money on the floor that's being made by the dancers that are currently there, like, that section is off limits. Like, that's just how that goes. Like, there is no talking about it. Like, you can't come in that section unless you're invited by the customer, or the girls say that you can come in, but let them pick their money up first before you enter into that section. That's like something that girls fight over. It's a regular issue here.
I've seen.
It's not okay in other places. Like, they do not play that in other places. You are not in this section, girl. You're not getting none of this money. This is ours. Like, we were here, and they just don't really fight about it as much, I guess, because it's unspoken word there. Like, girls just follow that. Like, they let the girls pick up their money, and then they enter the section. Those girls go to a different section, and they just keep it moving. It doesn't flow like that here. I guess something that I love about it here is that it is a smaller city, so that you do get to know people, and there becomes people that come regular, or you establish relationships with people and they'll come show love. I do like that we have a potential to make more money because we have smaller clubs and there's not so many girls and so many people and so many things to choose from. Like, you only got so many strip clubs you can go to. You only got so many clubs you can go to spend some money and have a good time. So you pick your club, you pick your sections, they pick their girls, and you know. So I like that it's intimate, more intimate, but it's a blessing and a curse. Because it is a small city, so there are going to be people that just come to just tag along, and there's not big spenders coming through all the time that want to throw all this money and make it thunderstorm, and some people just come for their birthday and just want to do something light, and it's not a big city like Miami or nothing like that, so it has its advantages and disadvantages, you know? And if you look a certain way, you carry yourself a certain way in certain clubs, you become a big fish in a small pond, and you can kind of eliminate certain competition, placing yourself in certain environments.
What's a piece of advice you would give to the young woman that's thinking about entering the industry?
It's going to be hard for you to get out. If you're successful and you get in it and you start making good money and you're able to take care of yourself solely off that and you don't have to do anything else, it's going to be hard to get out. It's going to be hard for you to not want to dance. It's going to be hard for you to work a regular job. It's going to be hard for you to work for anybody because you know that you can take care of yourself and that you don't have to conform to a 9-to-5 schedule or being on time or not being able to take time off when you need it. And the freedom that's associated with it is very hard to give up. And prepare yourself for that. It's not a game. Like, being a stripper isn't just, oh, I'm a stripper. Like, no. Like, it's not a joke. It's not a game. There's so many young girls that are coming into the industry that are complicating it for girls that have been in the industry or for girls that are veterans. You know, if you've been dancing for anything over 7-8 years, like, you're not a rookie anymore. So, like, when you do it for a long time and you see these girls that are, like, brand new, fresh out the pot, and they don't have a clue what they're doing, and I want you to succeed. I'm not a hater. I was new. Everybody was new before. I'm not like that. It's not for everybody. And some girls just do it just because they don't have no other choice or they don't have no other option. And I think that also goes back to us not being able to afford to live. At this point, everybody's doing what they got to do to get by. And a lot of girls just feel like, damn, like, I see other girls making all this money. I want that. I want to be able to take trips. I'm tired of working at the mall. I'm tired of working at Chick-fil-A. I'm tired of working. I want to make some of that too. I get it. That's what appealed to me about it. But it was a different time back then. We weren't struggling like we are now. You know, so I get it. Girls wanting to get out of that situation that they're in right away. But once it sucks you in, if you're not strong-minded, you know, if you don't have a good head on your shoulders or a path in life that you're on that you're trying to get to by using that, and if you're just doing it just to do it, just to make money, just to pay your rent, if you get caught up in the drinking, the drugs, and you get addictions, you're going to start working to feed your addiction and not working towards your goals. And it's dangerous. It's a dangerous game. People don't like strippers. People don't like us. People don't like sex workers. They think we're all prostitutes. We all sell ass. Everybody. That's what people think. That's what they depict us out to be. Some of us are just normal. Just normal people who just dance. Some girls do both. Some girls are full service sex workers and do it all. Some girls are escorts. Some girls just have sugar daddies. Some girls do it a little here and there. Some girls don't do it at all. But we're all just people at the end of the day trying to get by, trying to pay our bills. Some people just sell that twat to do it. And that's their business. If that's what they want to do, I don't judge them because so many men, if they had the chance, would do it.
What?
Would do what we do. I don't judge people for...
What, like dance? Or so...
Prostituting, dancing. If they had the opportunity... What? I know so many guys who would do the same thing. If they could. If they could sell their feet pics. If they could do what we do, make the kind of money that we make. A lot of them really do be jealous. Straight up. They won't admit it, but they be like, I wish I could do that. And then the same girls that they judge and that they say they're hateful of, or they can't stand that, or it could never be their woman, like, they be liking they pics. They be wanting to be with them in their mentions and their DMs, trying to get at them and reposting their pictures, and you know, it's just like, Oh man, I don't hate on nobody. I don't hate on people who sell drugs. I don't hate on, if that's what your hustle is, if that's what you do. I don't judge nobody for what they do, because at this time, presently in life, it's more expensive than ever for us to live. It's harder than ever for us to survive. The cost of living is higher than ever. Cars, gas, groceries, clothing, hair, everything is expensive. What are we supposed to do? Who's surviving off $15 an hour? Who's surviving off $11, $12 an hour? A lot of jobs will offer these high pay rates, $30 an hour, and then give you 7 hours a week, 8 hours a week, 2 shifts, 3 days of the week. Who's surviving off that? One job. Back then, our parents could buy a regular old house with their regular old money, and we can't do that now. And it's sad. So I understand people wanting to do other things that are outside of the norm, but you have to know what you're signing up for. And you have to be able to separate yourself from all the sin and the horrible things that go on in the industry, because it can change you. Money changes people. It does. The strip club changes people. It changed me. And it's not always a bad thing. It's not always it changes people for the very worst, but you can learn things and become a better person and still be changed in other ways because of it, you know? Just don't just, oh, I'm just going to be a stripper tomorrow, and have a plan. All right, this is how much money I want to make. This is how long I want to do it for. This is what I'm going to accomplish, and go for that. Don't get caught up in it and don't have nothing to show for it 7, 8 years later. Don't have no money saved. Don't blow all your money on food and trips or no man or nothing like that. Save your money. Like, that's my advice, is to save your money. If you're going to do it, be smart about it. Don't get caught up, because once you get caught up in it and you start doing all that extracurricular stuff, you're going to look back later on and regret it and wish you did things differently. And you could have just stuck to your regular life, because once you become a dancer and you're in that industry, you're not regular no more. You're not a regular person anymore. Like, you're permanently stigmatized by society, by your family, by your friends. Now you're a stripper. Like, you gotta deal with that and, like, make your bed and lay in it when you do that. So prepare yourself for that. It's not just everybody's family and parents and friends aren't cool with strippers. Your relationship life, your dating life, it's gonna change. Like, people don't take us serious. Not all the time. Not everybody looks at us as classy people that are worthy of being in a relationship or being married. People don't want to date strippers or be with them or show them off all the time. Prepare yourself for that, because that all is a part of the game. And people don't, it's just the money people see and the glamour and the videos and the fun that goes on in the strip club. They don't talk about their relationship life, how it affects them, their sex lives, and everything else in between. And having more money than a lot of your friends comes with its own complications, because then you're in a different class than them. You can do things that your friends can't do. You know, you can take these trips and you can get up and go because you got the money to do it, but your friends work 9 to 5s. They work during the day. You work at night. So, you know, just think about all that before you just think you're just gonna make a whole bunch of money. And be realistic about it. You know, people really think that we're just balling out of control. I'm rich as hell. I make all this money. Oh, I bet you made a bunch of money, and I bet you I'm doing all right. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not rich. I'm not out here buying no foreign cars. I'm regular.
You still strip?
I'm still stripping, still dancing. It's not a shot to the top. It's not a rocket to success. It's not that, you know. And it depends where you live too, because you really can make a lot of money in different cities. But we're in Pittsburgh, so if you think you're going to be a stripper in Pittsburgh, girl, do your research, talk to your friends, talk to people. I'm talking about, you said girls that want to start and get into the industry. If you're a stripper in Pittsburgh, you better do your research about the clubs around here and how they work before you just fall off into that, because there's, you know, other clubs in different cities. There's so many options. You don't have a lot of options here. So you better just know what you're getting yourself into and be able to hold your own here, because it's a small city. So there's already a lot of girls dominating the clubs here. Other cities, you might have a better chance of getting into that industry and making a bunch of money. And you're a fresh face, and you're always going to make money when you're new. But that wears off at some point. You're not always new. So some girls travel. I don't like to travel. Too much work. I would rather save up a bunch of money working in my own city and not worry about taking those losses. Because you're taking a loss when you go to other clubs if you don't make money, or you break even, you make just as much as if you would have made if you stayed home, and it's like,
well, why did I do all this?
I could have just stayed home and made the same amount of money, and I spent money to break even. You might make more than you would have made home, but the money you spent to be there, you're just replacing that with the money you made, so you just broke even. Or you might make a whole bunch of money and then something bad happens and you got to pay for extra stuff that you weren't expecting, because life is just life and that happens. And it's just, you don't know what you're going to get in other cities. You don't know who's coming in the club that night unless you know people, or you're booked there, or you have a certain look about you, or you know, or there's an event. Or even events, you can make no money. Like, that's one of the riskiest thing, is going out of town to work an event, because there could be 100 something girls and then you're in there trying to compete and make a couple dollars and you're not making nothing. Like, it's, I would rather stay my raggedy self right here and work in raggedy Pittsburgh and make my money here and just cut my losses. Because if I don't make no money, at least I didn't waste money on a hotel and flights or whatever it took me to get there and tip out, and I know I can come back tomorrow and try again.
Well, before we get up at it, well, before I say that spiel, appreciate you coming here and sharing your story and giving so much insight to the stripper game.
It's no problem.
You know, a lot of stuff I didn't think about. Like, I didn't, you know, like, I don't go as a guest. I did that once. I'll go if I'm DJing, but I don't go to strip clubs. So I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people have their opinions on strip clubs and how they feel about them. I just would say, try not to take what you see online and think that that's what it is. All that glitters is not gold.
Was Players Club an accurate? I know it's funny, but how, like,
there's things in there that are,
was
there's
some of it
things
truthful?
in there that are very relevant and accurate, and there's things that aren't. You know, that's why I say try not to get your advice from movies, because it's a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When they depict your job in a movie or a show, is it always 100% accurate? But there are things that you can relate to that maybe are completely true. You know what I mean? Like, you got to think about it, like, realistically. Everything that you see online or on TV isn't always exactly how it is, and every club is different. Every club has different dancers, a different demographic of customers that are coming in there, a different music, different DJs, different the way it's ran, the way it looks, what days a week they're open, how late they're open, whether it's a juice bar and they don't serve alcohol or they do serve alcohol, cigar bars. You know, there's so many variables. You can't just see this one strip club and how they're doing it on Players Club and think that's how it's going to be at every club in the United States. Like, come on, you know, or how it is on Jocelyn's Cabaret, or how they're doing it in these new modern depictions and stuff. Like, let's be realistic. Like, every club is going to be different. You just got to come in with an open mind and observe and ask questions and ask the dancers. How about ask the people that work there? How do things work here? How much are dances? How's the stages work? How does it go here? Do you guys have specials? How's the food? Ask the people who work there.
Is there food?
Tip them. You know? It's like reporters. They tip people and get information out of them and for their stories. And that's how they learn. So, I love the strip club. I always will. I always have. I love being a stripper. Let's make that clear. I love what I do. I love being a dancer. I love being an entertainer. I've had some of the most fun and the best time I've ever had in my life right here in Pittsburgh at the strip club. I've had nights where I've made more money than I've ever made in my life right here in Pittsburgh. So I have no place saying that, you know, the strip club ain't it, and, you know, to the new girls that want to do it. Like, I'd be lying if I told you that I didn't make hella money and wasn't in a better place because of the choices that I made. You know, but it's not for everybody, and you got to figure out what's for you.
Well, before we get up out of here, where can the people follow you? How can they book you? If you want to volunteer that information, because I know I keep to yourself.
Yeah, you can find me on IG at Ebony Barbiedoll _. That's where I be most of the time. Yeah. I definitely do events. Just DM me, get at me. I don't have a booking email. I'm not a celeb. I'm not nobody special.
You don't gotta be a celeb of a booking email.
I'm not nobody special. I don't have no team, no management. I'm a lone wolf. I take care of me, so I'll handle my own business affairs.
Okay.
But yeah, like I be around. I do absolutely do private parties. I love those. We love those. And like I said, support your local strip club. If you want to find me, if you want to come see me and support me, the best way to do that is to come to the clubs that I frequent. Come to where I work and spend money on, not just on me and all my girls. Spend money on all your people. Support. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to come out and I want to support y'all, but you know, be want to come to the strip club and support us. You know, I'm not saying y'all gotta blow your whole paycheck, but show love. You know what I'm saying? Because when we go out to eat, when we go to your business, your venue, we spend money. We tip because we want y'all to come tip us. I do. I mean, I can't really speak for everybody, but when I go out to eat, I spend money and I tip because I want people to come and tip me, and it's bad karma to me if I don't tip and I don't do my job and give back. You know. So support your local strip club. You know,
you're doing a great service to the community.
Yes, and y'all need to do your service and come down. Go to Cheerleaders, go to Controversy, go to Rick's, go to Spearmint. You know, support your local strip clubs. Those are the top clubs I hear right now. That's where everybody's going. So if there's anything else, let me know. But that's where I hear everybody be at. And I'm like, y'all better spend some money on these girls because we need gas money. And I want to go out to eat and go shopping. So, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ebony.